Hey there, this is Tim, and today I want to do a really quick video on doing crunches the right way. I've got a lot of new clients, and what I do is I look at their stats, and when I see folks that are cranking out, if I give you a crunches and say do them to failure, and I see somebody cranking out 60, 70, 80 crunches before they reach failure, quote unquote, I know one of two things is probably happening. Number one, probably not stopping at failure, and failure is when you're not able to do another one without pausing, or you're just not doing them the right way, not using your muscles efficiently, and probably recruiting hip flexors and other things like that. So I want to do a quick video on how to do crunches the right way to make them more effective and get the results that you're after. If you're doing these crunches the right way, and I have go to failure as your target, you probably will not be able to do more than 12 to 15 before you really feel your muscles cramping, and you're going to have to stop because you won't be able to do another one without a pause. I'm also going to show a couple of ways to increase the intensity of these crunches if for whatever reason you don't think doing them this way gives you enough of a challenge. So here we go. First thing we want to do is pull your heels as close to your butt as you can get them. By doing that, you get a nice bend in your hips, and you get your iliopsoas flexed already, so you're not going to use that hip flexor to help pull your body up. What I see a lot of times is people put their legs out this way, and when they do their crunch, they actually are recruiting their hip flexor muscles to get themselves up, and that's not an efficient way to do it. So first thing we want to do is get that flexor out of there, that iliopsoas out of there, so we pull our legs all the way up to our butt. Next thing we want to do is on your crunch, you're going to forcefully exhale on each one. Find that power in the exhalation, and you're going to pull your belly button towards your spine and imprint your spine into the mat. Once you contract and crunch up, and I'm going to demonstrate this in a minute, you're going to pause at the top for a beat. Then you're going to take 3 counts to come back down. As soon as you touch the mat, you're going to explode back up, pause, and come back down. This is what it's going to look like. Pause. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, again, I'm pulling my abdomen towards the mat. I'm not letting my abdominal muscles pooch towards the ceiling, which will happen when you start to get fatigued. So draw that abdomen in, imprint that spine, blow out, and forcefully exhale, empty your lungs, and really contract those muscles. Squeeze extra at the top, that's why you're pausing here, and then you're going to want to slowly expand back out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Notice my feet aren't moving, or if they are, it's just barely moving at all. That's counterbalanced, but my hips are not flexing. I'm not lifting my back up off the floor. I'm bringing my shoulders up, really contracting those muscles, holding for a count, and slowly coming back down. Boom, back up. Down. Down. Oh, all right. That's how you do a crunch the proper way to really dig in and get the most out of every contraction of those abdominal muscles. I'm going to show you how to make them even tougher. Stand by. But Tim, you say, I've already got abs of steel. Those crunches on the floor are far too easy. I need something more challenging. All right, I got the next one for you. Find yourself a bench, or if you don't have a bench and you're at home, pull up a couch, but in any event, find something to anchor your feet underneath. All right, if you're working out with a partner, your partner can sit on your feet. Has different options. Bottom line is, get those feet anchored. You're going to then slide your butt right up against your heels. Eliminate that hip flexor. Same technique. Explode, contract, empty your lungs on the contraction. Bring yourself tight and pause for that beat. Lower yourself back down. The key here is, though, where before you were stopping with your low back up, or your upper back up, because you couldn't come up any higher without lifting your heels off the floor for counterbalance. Now your feet are anchored, all right? You've taken your hip flexor out of it, so you're not going to be using your hip flexor, but you're going to get a deeper contraction on those abs, and you're going to lift yourself a little bit higher and pause, and then come back down. Curl that back, press it in, roll it, and pull those abs towards your spine and contract down. Don't rest here. If you rest, you're done. You've reached failure. As many as you can. And down. And down. And down. And if I pause, that's done. Failure, you've done it. Whether you do 5, 10, 11, 12, whatever you do, if you pause and take a couple of breaths before you come back up, that's failure, you're done. Don't cheat yourself by pausing and doing more. That's called a rest pause. That's a way to increase intensity. We'll talk about that in another video. Now, you're hardcore. You say, well, that's great. Still not hard enough. I want more of a challenge. Fantastic. I got what you need. Now we have a power band. Power band crunches. Anybody who's been training with me for a while knows I love power bands. They're a great intensity booster. So now you're going to assume the position just like before. Get yourself way down there. Hard to do with one hand. There you go. Way down there. Everything's set. Keyed in. Now, untwist my bands. Now I got my power band. I've already got tension on me. The key here with the power band is you're pulling against a steady line. I see people coming up and then they swing their arms down and come up. And they swing their arms down, okay, they're using momentum. And I also see people come down here and they're pushing down this way. All right, the line of momentum or the line of resistance is not the same as the line of movement. You want it on the same plane as the line of movement. So I imagine a straight line going from my shoulders directly over my knees. That's the path of travel. That's the path that my hands take. Notice they're staying right in line with my knees. Okay, I've already worn my abs out, so I'm not doing very good form. Let me get some of the resistance off of here. All right, imagine that my feet and my butt is close like I've been talking about. All right, path of resistance, right on up, right on up. Okay, same thing. Push that spine into the floor. Pull the belly button towards your spine. Pause at the top. Nice and slow on the relaxation phase as those muscles stretch out. So, give those 3 different variations a try. I guarantee you're going to feel it better, and I expect I'm going to see those numbers going from 50, 60, and 70 reps to failure down to probably 12 to 15. And that will tell me that you're doing them right, and you're going to feel the benefit.